Each Sunday, we're shining a light on local businesses and organizations making a difference here in the Metro.
This week, we're highlighting the International Council for Refugees and Immigrants. This morning, we're joined by the organization's Executive Director, Deco Segar. Thank you so much for waking up with us.
Well, pleasure having the opportunity to come and talk to you guys about our entity.
Absolutely, and tell us a little bit more about your organization and what you do.
So the organization was founded by me a few years ago. We just became functional basically like a year prior to the COVID, and subsequently we have grown to other areas. Initially we were focused on youth mentoring because we have seen disproportionate contact between minority kids, especially those who are new to this country, and law enforcement or the criminal injustice system. So we wanted to do something about that, and subsequently we have added other programs. Right now we provide wraparound services.
And you talk about those other programs you have implemented. What are those programs?
So we have, I think, one area that we have seen a lot of need is mental health program. We're still building that program because majority of the people that we're dealing with came from a war zone area, and they bring a lot of PTSD, mental health issues, in addition to adjusting to a new life in America. We have a very vibrant immigration program that really helps, especially right now we are focused on Afghans and Ukrainians that are the new influx that are coming to this city and to the state. We also have a micro-enterprise program where we loan people with no credit history up to $15,000 to initiate a business and build a credit so that they can be bankable with the mainstream financial institutions. In addition to that, we have established a STEM academy program. The goal of that program is not to produce the next engineers right now, but is to expose underrepresented kids to the STEM field so that they get an exposure and maybe draw an interest in that field. And we host that program at Yates Community Center, which is a famous center here in town.
Absolutely. And then talk about why advocacy work like you do and your organization, why it's so important to the community.
It's very important because the demographic of this city and the state is changing. Omaha is not what it was in 1970s or 80s or 1990s. These are growing demographic, and they have the same needs and challenges that majority of other population have. In addition, there's a lot of challenges that are specific to this community, whether it's employment, whether it is housing, whether it is political tensions. So our role here is to provide services to ensure that they're able to navigate and access resources that they're eligible, help them find jobs, ESL programming, in addition to extended case management and any support that we can offer, but at the same time educate Americans about this growing demographic and advocate for policies.
A book here, Life in Exile. Talk about this book that you have with you this morning.
So the book, Life in Exile, I wrote this book 2017 right after President Trump was elected, and there was a lot of negative narrative about the refugees and immigrant population. I wrote this in 90 days, and the goal was to share my story and to humanize that, the immigrants that are coming here are coming for different reasons, and not everybody in the world want to come to America. I grew up in rural Somalia. I never knew as a child there was a country beyond Somalia, so that was my world. And if the Civil War did not happen in my home country, I'll be still living in a living in a farm today. So the book is about my journey and to educate America about some of the challenges that a lot of new Americans are facing, in this country and outside the country.
All righty, thank you so much, Deco, for being here with us this morning. You can find more about the International Council for Refugees by checking out their website. That's www.icrius.org.